Well, Bolden was good against Sydney. He was really active, but you're right, Menenga's been quiet in recent games. 3 straight games in single digits, so he'll be trying to get going.
And the Adelaide 36ers, on the other hand, they get a welcome return in Isaac Humphries, who comes back from some calf tightness in that game against Cairns last week to slot back into that starting lineup. So it's a return to form for Mike Wells, Davis, Vasiljevic, Detch, Harrell and Humphries, who is a very welcome return for the Adelaide coach.
Yeah, I mean, it says forward for Montrezl Harrell, but, you know, in many ways he's a centre. So it's a unique look we see from Adelaide with Humphries and Harrell out there on the floor together, but they're making it work.
Ken Widget, Ruben Woolcock, Alex McEwen, our referees this evening. The Adelaide 36ers 5-3, the Breakers 4-2 as they come into this one. And the Breakers in those striking Indigenous round kits designed by Anthony Wilson, which are very nice. Of course, we saw Adelaide's last time out at home, and the Breakers debuting theirs with a pair of away games across the NBL's Indigenous rounds. Really nice ceremony pre-game as well to soak everything up. As Ken Widget says, let's have some fun. That we will. First leg of a Saturday night doubleheader is underway in the Hungry Jacks NBL. New Zealand on the double this weekend with Melbourne on Monday. The only game for the Sixers. Menenga straight to work.
And they go straight at him. They're trying to get Menenga going. They pick and roll with Parker Jackson Cartwright. Interesting to see Kendrick Davis get that job on Jackson Cartwright off the tip.
Really high on his defense on overtime during the week. How impressive he's been. Harrell trying to draw the call on Bolden there. Spent time with the Philadelphia 76ers, of course, across the course of their careers. Lopez drops it down low for Menenga. Guarded by Harrell, sees the double. 4 seconds for Bolden. Menenga inside, gets it to go. Got it from Bolden, and Sam is emboldened early.
What a great start for Menenga. Great take, late in the shot clock. The poise to put it up in the air, get Montrez off his feet, and score through the contact. What a fast start for Sam Menenga, who, as we mentioned off the top, has been a little quiet in his previous 3 leading into this one.
Still only 22. I mean, you know, you think of Sam Menenga coming across to the Breakers from Cairns and sort of the expectation around him as such a talent, but he's still finding his way in the pro game.
And that's what happens with youth, right? That's the challenge, as we mentioned, to be consistent. Second-year pro, and he's in a good situation here on this New Zealand team to have a big season.
Mooney's thought about it. Tosses it back to Menenga. Guarded by Vasiljevic. Likes to look at the matchup. Right on. 6 out of the box for Sam Menenga. And the Breakers have put the spark in Spark Arena. Davis to the corner. Detch rattles out. The big fella's on the boards this time. Lopez hammers it home, and the Sixers are copping a hammering in the early minutes.
Timeout Adelaide. 8-zip start to the home team on the Amy replay. Lopez turns the corner and throws it down. What a start for the Breakers, and the 17-year-old above the rim.
Tell you what, the duck package for the Next Stars on social media is going to be big this week, Liam. They'll be getting a few double taps, I'd imagine. 8-0 out of the blocks here for the Breakers. Mike Wells wants to talk it over. Let's have a listen to the Adelaide coach.
Head up! 4-2! Set it! Nice, Trez, go right here. Hit it, be straight up. Fly off. Hand it to him. Lay up. Next time. Dribble handoff. Come on, give it to D-Down. Play!
A bit of urgency from Mike Wells.
Well, he knows they just need that first bucket just to break the seal. So he's given them a couple of options there to get something cheap going towards the rim.
So 8-0 the way of the Breakers. Tom Abercrombie, what are you seeing?
Yeah, well, it's a pretty animated Breakers crowd to start this one. Obviously happy with what they see. Fast start from Sam Meninga, which is fantastic for his confidence. But just listening in, as you were, to that Adelaide 36ers timeout. Pretty animated. Jason Kadee having a chat to the boys. It's about energy. They've come out flat in this one, and certainly in an environment like this in Spark, they need to find that energy pretty quickly.
Tom, do the Breakers fans usually stay standing until the road team scores? How come they're in their seats?
I think they took the time out as an invitation to get an early seat.
Get them up,
Love
Tom.
them to get them back up. Put me on the mic.
Vasiljevic outside. They might be standing a little while longer if they were so. Lopez drops it off to Jackson Cartwright. 8-0 start for New Zealand. PJC looking to add to that. Lopez sees some good defense but keeps it alive. Impressive stuff from the teenager. In attack mode again, that arm outstretched, sweeping his way inside, gets the call.
Great job, Jonah Bolden, too. Just boomerang it back to Karim Lopez, saying, you know what, you've got the mismatch. Sure, he's talking to him about that right now. He said, you got Isaac Humphries on you. We're going at you right here. It was similar to the previous possession, and Lopez didn't take advantage. And how about the extension, the wingspan from Lopez? 6'9", 7'1" wingspan, and it was on full display right there.
The go-go gadget arms out. And Karim Lopez. So you can hear Ken Widger in the background wondering whether that ball had hit the rim that Lopez had recycled, and it did. So Karim Lopez at the free throw line. What's he like, Liam, in terms of personality, this young man?
Yeah, he's a lovely kid. You know, as a youth player in Europe, last year, the last couple of years, he's been pretty brash, pretty confident. You know, bringing out all the different celebrations, watching him at Juventud Badalona. But he's also, there's some humility about him as well. I love the way he's gone about assimilating himself into this Breakers team, respecting the quality of his teammates and opponents.
And a real impression, he's doing so early. And Meninga have combined for all of the Breakers' points. Can DJ break the drought? He can.
Much needed. Geez, 10-zip, not the start that Adelaide were looking for.
He's been quiet the last few weeks as well, Vasiljevic. 30-45 in his last three. This man's been shooting it nicely. Again, they roll it into the low block for Meninga. Got it off to Bolden. Once again, too strong. Davis has been excellent his last few for Adelaide. Nice ball movement from the Sixers. Humphries is wide open, missed the bunny. Lobbed it straight over the iron. PJC at the other end. Doesn't need a second chance.
Makes him pay. PJC, man, when he's coming at full steam, so hard to stay in front of, and Adelaide don't get it done. Delay of game warning called on the Breakers. Down the other end, beautiful high-low find from Harold. And Humphries blew an easy one.
12-2 out of the gates. Jackson Cartwright and Mooney have attempted one shot between them. It's a great sign for New Zealand.
Well, as we said, last week, those two were terrific, but three other guys in double figures. So you want Meninga, Lopez, Jonah Bolden. You want these types of guys ticking the scoreboard over, because PJC and Mooney can't do it on their own.
So just getting the clock right there. Delay of game warning in there as well. Jarrell Martin checks in for the Sixers. His third game of the season, averaging 11.5 minutes in his first two. Davis making the moves on Parker Jackson Cartwright. How good is this matchup going to be?
Fun matchup. Kendrick Davis in his own right, second in the league in scoring, 21 a game, top 5 in assists. And he was epic last week in that win over Cairns.
Mooney down low for Bolden. Martin comes up with a steal. Can the Sixers start to get something going offensively? DJ puts it on the floor. Good defense from Lopez. With him every step of the way. And he rolls inside again. Martin got a piece of it.
Sean!
Referee says it came off Karim last.
Good hands from Martin just to prise it loose. Lopez was striding his way to the cup, but down the other end, you see just the length. He's got that ability to move his feet and so long contesting Vasiljevic at the rim.
Marshall into the game for Adelaide now. Oh, that's an awful turnover.
Well, they're all over the shop here, Adelaide. Giving up offensive rebounds, tossing it away here in the backcourt.
It's the last time they were here. It was not a happy road trip for the Adelaide 36ers at all. Lopez just bully ball. Posted up DJ Vasiljevic.
Well, that's not good enough. You know, you just let a guy stroll down the middle of the paint and get good position near the rim. Adelaide need to fire up.
DJ from way downtown. That won't go. Marshall tracks it down. PJC beats him to it. Heats alive. Sean Bairstow with some early run. Menenga in the corner. Vasiljevic in there for the rebound. Davis back the other way. Vasiljevic with the defense on Vasiljevic. Marshall goes behind the back. PJC got the hand in. Bairstow all the way inside.
Oh, my. Right down Main Street in transition. Outstanding defense from Jackson Cartwright. Sparks at the defensive end of the floor, but Adelaide lacking starch.
A few other ingredients as well to start. Davis, the foul on Parker Jackson Cartwright. So 4:29 remaining on this opening frame. Breakers by 12 in the early going, 16-4.
Well, they've been flat, the 36ers. You know, you think from Mike Wells' perspective, geez, what do we need to address? And Tom gave us the feedback, Jason Kadee, in that first time out, talking about energy. Not communicating in D-trans, giving up offensive rebounds, tossing it away. They need to find some of that energy and get themselves back in this thing.
Tom, what are you seeing from the 36ers body language-wise?
Yeah, look, it's not great at the moment. They look, as we talked about, lacking in energy, and surprising just talking to DJ before the game. They arrived in Auckland on Thursday, so they came here extra early. They've had another day in town to try and get used to or get over the big flight, get used to the time difference. So no excuses from their part. They should be bringing it, and at the moment, it just looks like they're not quite clicking.
Trail by 12 in the early going. Of course, Cairns and Brisbane still to come. Sunshine Stoush later tonight. Those two teams need a win desperately. So that's the second leg of our doubleheader this evening. The Breakers are off to an incandescent start in this one. Jackson Cartwright working on Davis. Defense from Martin to get a hand in. 7 of 10 in the early going, the Breakers. Sixers 2 of 9. And look, discombobulated on the offensive end. DJ just pulls up from way downtown and cans it.
He's the one guy that's been able to get it going a little bit. Got to the rim, knocks down the three-point look right there. He's been aggressive.
And Davis, the only Sixers to have scored so far. Gillespie out there for New Zealand. Sets a mean screen on Davis. Rolls inside. Gets it to go.
Great finish from Gillespie. The find from Jackson Cartwright. Rises up to shoot it. Changes his mind at the last moment. And Gillespie is up and about.
Looks like he's going for a drum solo.
Technical free throw, and then Gillespie gonna shoot the and one.
So a tech foul in there after that play. Ken Widgeon faked himself out, give the pass there. Tech foul going on Mike Well. PJC will shoot the technical free throw.
A great start from Jackson Cartwright. He checks out 3 points, 1-on-1 from the field, but he's been super active, both ends of the floor, getting everybody involved. Key part of this fast start.
Gillespie knocks it down. Game high 13-point lead now for the Breakers. 20-7. Adelaide Mini demands this. They need it in a hurry. Davis loses it. Gillespie got a hand in there. Get another look at this, the Sixers. Davis to the cup. Oh, tough finish.
Score the goal. Right 13.
Nice take from Davis. Hezzy, cross, rises up through the contact. Now this is the challenge for New Zealand now, with Jackson Cartwright checking out. Of course, no Mitch McCarron. So Matt Mooney's going to play point guard, not something that, you know, he's really, truly in his comfort zone. They've got to operate and keep things rolling without their main guy out there on the floor.
Do you think these are the danger minutes from the Breakers' perspective?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to spend much time on the pine, but you've got to keep the ball popping and keep creating advantages with him off the floor.
Challenge for Penry Confident, the first-year Breakers coach. Of course, Mike Wells in his first season in charge of Adelaide as well. Mooney from outside. Rebound goes the way of Jarrell Martin. We haven't seen the best of yet in short tenure with the Sixers. Gillespie comes across to affect the shot, but there's a foul on the play. Plenty of contact there. Jarrell introducing himself to a couple of the local youngsters.
Well, certainly a crash landing. Really good find from Vasiljevic. Mooney not quite there. Gillespie makes sure there's no and one. The young fella's all good.
He's pretty happy about it, I think.
He's got the best seat in the house. He doesn't have a seat, but he's got the best spot in the house.
Seat on the floors, no worries. Great to see so many kids enjoying things courtside here at Spark Arena. 20 plays 10 in the early going. 2:53 remaining in this opening frame. Joel Pedersen, Liam Santa Maria. Tom Abercrombie with you. Tom, as we check in with you courtside, what have you liked for the Breakers in the early minutes?
Oh, plenty to like from the Breakers. I think they can play with great pace and poise at the moment. What I particularly like, they're getting to the free throw line. They're last in the league at the moment in terms of the percentage of their scoring, which is coming from the line, and not shooting at a great percentage either, but they've found their way to the line early in this one, particularly through Sam Meninga, who they've made a real emphasis of getting him the ball down low. And I think...
It's a great ball, Tom. We see it again right there. Does it look like a concerted effort, a game plan from the Breakers as Jarrell Martin quietens the fans from the three-point arc to go inside and attack the rim?
Yeah, look, I think so. I think they realise they need a bit more balance offensively. They do rely on Parker and Moogie a lot. And to their credit, those two have done a fantastic job so far of allowing those others to get going. They'll be the happiest people in the court if their teammates are able to get going, particularly those big guys inside.
Jackson Cartwright scoring at the other end on that possession. For a couple of highlight plays from Gillespie and Martin. BJC putting on the floor, using his speed and his considerable craft. He is so good.
Wow. We've got some dudes in this league that are incredibly fun to watch. Bryce Cotton, Montrezl Harrell, but man, this guy might be number one for me. When he puts the Jets on, he's so creative. He's so small, but he's got such a big heart and plays so big.
And if you haven't had the luxury to see him in person, it's a different experience when you see him up close and you see how quickly he moves in person. He's been a great addition to this competition. We love having him here. So good to see him back in Breakers colours this season. Martin is automatic from long two.
Quick little change up for the Breakers there, just to mix things up defensively. Hopped into a 2-3 zone, but Martin found himself with a wide open mid-range jumper.
New Zealand's only led twice at quarter time so far this season. Adelaide's only trailed 3 times at quarter time. Second best opening quarter team in the competition so far, Adelaide. And the Breakers are doing a number on them early. PJC stepping to the strike.
Well, this is where they benefit from all those early attacks on the rim and trips to the free throw line and now they've got Adelaide in the bonus. So Jackson Cartwright being aggressive, making sure the officials see the contact and getting some cheap ones from the stripe.
So 6 of 7 so far, the Breakers shooting 70% from the stripe on the season, as Tom said, the worst in the competition. Jackson Cartwright knocks down both of them. Minute 20 remaining. 29 plays 16. Best opening quarter of the season for the Breakers scoring-wise by far. Previous was 24. Marshall looking for Dench. All the way inside. Lopez comes across. He's called for the foul.
And it was a good defensive possession from New Zealand right to the end when Anticevic opened the gate and allowed Sunday Dench a straight line drive to the rim, and that was an easy call for the official, the contact on the arm.
Sunday Ditch into the free throw line, playing just under 26 minutes a game. 29-16. Let's check in with Tom. What are you seeing as far as Montrezl Harrell goes, Tom?
Yeah, well, he's just about to check back into the game, but it's been a pretty quiet start to him. Yet to attempt the field goal on this one. He particularly just not engaged in the game at the moment. Needs to get himself going, and Adelaide needs to get him going because he's obviously so important to what they do, and his energy is a parameter for this team. So coming off that monster performance last week, pretty quiet first quarter from his standards. I think if Adelaide want to get going, they need to get the big fella going.
Yeah, it's a great call, Tom. Unselfish in those first few minutes. You know, setting punch screens for Kendrick Davis, high-low pass to Isaac Humphries. But you're right, makes sense to make a focus of him on the interior now to get him rolling.
So prolific all season for the Sixers. Looks at the score sheet and hasn't had a rebound either. He's had one rebound, Montrezl Harrell. Jackson Cartwright inside his foul. So again, New Zealand will get to the free throw line. A couple more. Here, Ken Widget, urging everyone to get lined up.
That's the second personal on Isaac Humphries. 8 team fouls for the 36ers in this first term.
Haven't taken more than 15 free throws in a game so far this season, New Zealand. And they'll have 10 in the first quarter after Jackson Cartwright attempts the second here. And they've made 9 of them. Lead out to 14. Biggest it's been so far in the contest. Every time Adelaide eat into it, the Breakers are able to come back with a couple of answers. So Keanu Rasmussen on the bench for Adelaide. No black main in this game with some back soreness. Silvic, Harrell, Davis, Martin and Marshall, the 5 at the moment for Mike Wells, and Jackson Cartwright strips it away from Vasiljevic. Marshall comes across for the foul.
He does it again. Jackson Cartwright. He is just everywhere right now. Great hands as Vasiljevic drives to knock it loose. Gillespie involved as well. And then here, opportunistic. Sees Marshall trying to get involved in defensive transition and said, you know what? I might get back to the free throw line.
So there'd be a good percentage of people who would have this man as their Supercoach captain who'd be pretty pleased with his first quarter, Liam. 13 points, a rebound, 2 assists and 2 steals. For the record, I may or may not be among them.
Well, he's been prolific. 8 of those now 14 points earned at the stripe. A lot of that here during the last minute or so while the 36ers have been over the foul limit. Heads up, high IQ play from the Breakers star point guard.
So good as the leader of this squad, Parker Jackson Cartwright. Time winding down in this opening frame. Davis had the whole clock to work with.
No problem for the Breakers. Foul to give. That's why McNaught was all up and in the ball. Got 7 on the clock to work with.
Plenty of energy, Alex McNaught. On and off the court. What do you do here on Davis? Davis stepping back, long two, tough shot. Kendrick Davis has no problems with it. And he gives Adelaide a shot in the arm going into quarter time. But it's all the Breakers in the opening term at Spark Arena. They lead at 33 to Adelaide 19. Gillespie with a couple of big plays. The Breakers lead by 14, their best first quarter of the season by far. And Adelaide, the most points they've given up in an opening term so far this season, 33-19. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria and Tom Abercrombie with you, and the stats just jump off the page as far as the Breakers go.
Well, there's been great energy, really asserted themselves on the game, the Breakers, and they did it at the rim. No scores from beyond three-point territory, 11 of 15 from the field, all really inside the paint as Harold gets his first bucket of the game, and a whole bunch at the free throw line. So you love the way they've asserted themselves, but a lot of basketball still to be played.
12 free throw attempts in that first quarter for New Zealand, already their 4th most in a game this season. Haven't had more than 15 in any contest. Bairstow, cross-court pass, Bolden outside. Haven't hit a 3 ball yet, only attempted 3 of them. And it'll stay in Breakers colours here. Good hustle from Jackson Cartwright. Menenga thought about it. Slices his way inside. Almost got the finish. Harold's been quiet. Martin outside. He's been filling it up for Adelaide. Jarrell Martin with 9 on 3 of 3 shooting.
All of a sudden, it's a single-digit game. Timeout, New Zealand. Adelaide with a little momentum out of that quarter-time huddle. Mike Wells will be wrapped with that.
So Jarrell Martin's got 9 points to lead the Sixers. Jackson Cartwright's got 14. They're both 3 of 3 from the field. And Martin providing a bit of a scoring burst for Mike Wells and the 36ers. It's the Breakers who still lead by 9, 33-24. Let's have a listen to Benro BK15.
Hey! No, good tagging, but 2 guys on the ball. Then you have to match up. Jerry, Martin, now what? No easy shot. You have to recover fast. Hey, offense, great pass, good shot. We're gonna knock them down. Let's go. Calm down first. Calm down first, please. Calm down. Calm down. And stay patient. Let's go. We play defense. Let's go.
Very confident there. Has a coach ever started a timeout by not saying the word hate?
No, it's how it works.
It's just what you have to do.
It's how it works in the huddle. He made the point about Jarrell Martin. You know, he's 3 of 3 from the field, feeling good after knocking that one down. Got to close him out. Adelaide made a little adjustment to, put a little bit more focus on their help and defending in the paint. Forced a couple of early jumpers to begin this second half for New Zealand, and Coppin telling his squad, no worries, we'll knock those down.
Jackson Cartwright inside, Menenga underneath, another strong finish from the big man. He's got 8 points early. Tom Abercrombie was listening to Mike Wells. What did the Adelaide coach have to say, Tom?
Well, it looks like Adelaide's woken up, hasn't it? And it doesn't take much. Just a couple of defensive stops and a couple of buckets in transition. It looks like they're starting to find their mojo. Way more engaged in their timeout. A lot more talk between players. And it looks like they have finally come to the party here at Spark.
Silovic like the look of that over Lopez. Jackson Cartwright loves the look of that. No good. Lopez keeps it alive.
Whoa.
PJC. Well, he ended up in row 1 and then he went to rows 2 and 3 very quickly.
Oh, that was nimble. Did he find a spare seat? What did he stand on as he made his way over the courtside seats?
Well played.
Jeez, lucky there was no one sitting on those.
Get that man into the steeplechase. 110 hurdles or something. Doing everything recently in New Zealand. He might get them another goal as Harold goes across the lane and banks that one home. And finally, Montrez gets fired up.
Strong take. It's not a fun place to be. Harold, when he catches in the block, squares up to the rim. He's so strong, and he's got a great handle for a big fella. So puts it on the deck, initiates the contact, kisses it off the glass.
Carroll Island, it's a bigger landmass than many islands, but it's not any more welcoming than a Cotton Island or similar. Speaking of islands, I hear you've sold up on Brisbane Island.
I'm leasing.
You divested your interest?
Yeah. They're not instilling a whole bunch of confidence in me, the Bullets, at the moment, Joel, but interested
An investor call.
to see what kind of response we see from them at the Sunshine Stash later on.
Second leg of the doubleheader, 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Menenga can't hit. Adelaide off to the races. Ow! He doesn't need that kind of space. And the split back to 7. It's been as many as 14. Mooney making moves. That's money.
That's out for Matt Mooney. Strides into the open jumper. His first points of the game.
Only his second shot, so they haven't needed a lot from PJC. Carroll goes to work on the island once more. Lopez secures the rebound. He's got 6 in the early going to go with his 6 points. Jackson Cartwright swooping his way inside again. Bolden appeals that it was last touched by Sixers' hand, but the referee's not having any of that. Adelaide trailed by 14 at quarter time. Narrowed the gap back to 9. Went down to 7 a moment ago. Jason Kadee, game number 402. Davis stepping back. Lakers yet to hit a 3 ball. Doing all their work inside. 22 points in the paint, plus 12 free throws for New Zealand. Bolden to the corner. Menenga thought about it. Kadee the closeout. Good defense again from Adelaide and Martin, but Bolden is there to put it back in.
Good work on the offensive glass. Great unselfish play from Bolden. Had the mismatch, but found his open teammate on the arc and eventually got himself a bucket.
4 offensive rebounds to none so far for New Zealand. Jackson Cartwright found himself in a place he didn't want to be.
I like that from Jackson Cartwright. Smallest guy in the gym. Big bad Montrezl Harrell catches it right near the hoop, and he manages to enforce the no layup rule and send him to the stripe.
DJC heads off for a little spell. Generally come pretty short and sharp for the Breakers captain. Montrezl Harrell steps to the free throw line. To get that one to go. 1 of 2 tonight. 39 of 58 on the season. So just a hair under 70%. Now the fan favourite in Adelaide. Got a feeling even some of the opposition supporters have liked his work.
Is he the MVP of the league at this point, do you think, Joel? Third in scoring, second in rebounding, averaging pretty much 20 and 10.
He's got to be up there, right? 5 and 3. Probably the only reason that he wouldn't be a laydown there is that Adelaide started slowly.
That's got to be in that conversation as well. Breakers sitting in third in the league. He's the key reason why.
It seemed, especially tonight, what he can do at the defensive end. Harrell recycles this one. Goes out with the wingspan on Gillespie. He's seen those tricks before with his NBA experience. Mooney surveying. Interesting pass to himself. Not sure that's how he drew it up. Bairstow back to Mooney. Harrell with the late closeout. Down to Bolden. Cross-court pass. Lopez.
Again, really good find from Jonah Bolden. If they don't score, he gets no stat, but just a smart basketball decision. Finds an open shooter.
Looking really sharp here, New Zealand. Adelaide came out flat, but they're winding themselves up. They did it last week against Cairns. They trailed by 19 before winning. Davis all the way inside and one.
It's the second time he's done that. Kendrick Davis, he lulls you to sleep, puts the Jets on, quick first step after the hesitation. And his ability to initiate the contact and go up and kiss it off the glass. The guy picking him up, Jason Kadee, also very, very good at that. And he heads to the stripe for an N1.
Got 9 points on 4 of 6 shooting. They're 5 and zip when he scores 18 or more, Davis. They're zipped in 3. He's underneath that mark. Been getting his teammates involved as well. So 6-point lead for New Zealand. They led by 14 at quarter time at 33 to 19. 14 to 6 so far in his second term for the Adelaide 36ers. Joel Peterson, Liam Santa Maria, Tom Abercrombie with you. Great to have you with us in the Hungry Jacks NBL. First leg of a Saturday night doubleheader. Jackson Cartwright goes baseline, tries to whip it back to Bairstow. It's off Sixers' hands. Bairstow, Jackson Cartwright, Mooney, Gillespie, Bolden to 5 for the Breakers. Marshall, Kadee, Humphries, Vasiljevic, and Detch for the Sixers. Brent Vasiljevic checks in and kind of Bolden takes a seat. There in the headband, he looks like he should have been in that Tassie retro round uniform last night. Isn't it? Matt Mooney. Still no good from outside the Breakers. 0 of 7. Kadee off to Humphries. Or Gillespie almost got a piece of it, but it's a nice reverse finish from Isaac.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, it's a 2-possession game. You know, like it looked like New Zealand were going to run away with things in that first quarter, but Adelaide have kept on keeping on, and they're back in the game.
Jackson Cartwright leading in. 16 for PJC. His season best of 21 came on Sunday against Sydney. He's well and truly on the way. Vasiljevic now. Good defense from Anticipic. Jackson Cartwright off to Gillespie into traffic. No roll. Sixers trying to cut it back to a one-score game potentially. Nice ball movement, beautiful pick from Mooney. Read it like an open book. It's all slowed down for the Breakers. We're shooting over 70% at quarter time. Now they're down comparatively low, 50%. Still good going. No good for Canadian. A lot more energy out there from Adelaide, though, Liam.
Beautiful spin move from Mooney. Must need a bucket. Both teams have been bone dry. The preceding couple of minutes. Mike Wells wants to chat about it, get things organised at the offensive end. Here's the Amy replay. Matt Mooney attacks the ball pressure from Nick Marshall, spinning and winning to the cup.
Nice stuff from Matt Mooney. He's got 4 points. Jackson Cartwright's got 16. New Zealand 43. Lead Adelaide 35 at the Tangerine timeout. 2 minutes 29 remaining. Get all the latest breaking news direct to your device by downloading the free NBL app. Scan the QR code on screen. Check out live scores, Supercoach numbers as well, live on there. Grab it on the App Store or Google Play. Video content, podcasts, and all the news you need. The NBL app is the place to go throughout this NBL 25 season. You would have to think that Mike Wells would be far more pleased with what he's seen from his team in this second period.
Definitely. Well, they gave up 33 in the opening term, and they've given up just 10 here in the first, 7.5 minutes. There's Taco Fall in and amongst the Breakers group. So still in New Zealand, still in Auckland, working with the group. You can't miss him.
No.
Josh, when he's hanging around the huddle.
The size difference between he and PJC was rather remarkable there. Nearly part of one of those shots. Exactly what his role is going forward with the Breakers remains to be seen, really. It's a bit of a mystery. That's exactly where he might end up as the season progresses. Joined being in New Zealand, but the family out here as well now. Nick Marshall going hard to the cup, denied by Gillespie, and Harrell there on clean-up duty.
Great take from Marshall. Doesn't score, sure, gets blocked, but because he engages the help defender and the shot blocker, it leaves Harrell alone on the clean-up.
Down to the 2-minute warning in this first half. Breakers by 6. Mooney off to Jackson Cartwright, guarded by Harrell. Tosses it in down low to Gillespie, who's tackled by Nick Marshall.
Good seal up from Gillespie. Marshall, professional foul. He was outmatched. Those who've got fouls to give, gives up. That's professional one.
Mooney off the inbound. Gillespie at the elbow. Knocked out. I think Gillespie will enjoy seeing that drop. 7 points on 3 or 4 shooting so far. Got a block as well. Breakers by 8 with 1.5 minutes remaining in this opening half. 4-2 on the season so far, New Zealand. Adelaide 5-3. New Zealand with Melbourne to come on Monday at John Cain Arena. Martin, the fullback. Jarrell Martin is 4 of 4.
Davis, Martin and Harrell now combined for 31 of Adelaide's 39. With 3 imports, ticking the scoreboard over.
Toss DJ in there, and they've got 36 of 39. So the big four getting it done as Jackson Cartwright falling away. He is so smooth with it. Harrell into the chest of Gillespie. Good defense from the big fella.
Good matchup.
PJC back the other way. Here's Moody. And that is what that man can do.
Big couple of possessions for the Breakers. Gillespie stands tall against Montrez underneath, and Jackson Cartwright finds Mooney on the arc.
11-point breaker lead after the Sixers had it back to 4. Since that point, it's been 11-4 the scoring. Time winding down. 2-second difference shot in game clock. Martin inside. Blocked by Gillespie, who comes over the top emphatically.
Well, he's having a huge impact right now, Freddie Gillespie. 3 blocks. Out of bounds off Harrell. Gillespie doing a great job protecting the rim.
That's exactly what they brought him in for, Freddie Gillespie, to bring that kind of energy. See Mojave King there, who's injured at the moment, of course, a former Adelaide 36er. He's having an impact on this ball game. Tangerine timeout. The Breakers 50 to Adelaide 39. There is Freddie Gillespie. Let's hear from him on what he brings to the floor.
A lot of energy, passion, hustle. That'll come out early. My competitive side. Off the court, I'm a nice, pretty friendly guy. But one of the reasons why I love basketball is because you can just feel you can just unleash and just be, a version of yourself that would not be okay in any other environment, most other environments. But in that 94 feet, it's totally acceptable and encouraged.
Well, he used the word unleash there, and that's what he's doing.
Well, he's not the starting lineup at the moment for the Breakers, but having a really good impact. You love the work he's doing at the defensive end, second in the league in block shots, nearly 2 a game. And he's such an important piece in this game because you need someone who can match up on Montrez Harrell pound for pound around the rim. And you saw a couple of possessions ago, Harrell against almost anyone else in the league, that would have been a bucket, but Gillespie sent him away.
So 50 to 39, 6.3 seconds remaining. Bairstow, Jackson Cartwright, Anticipich, Mooney, Gillespie to 5 for New Zealand. PJC getting all the way inside. He's got 20 at the half, and he's got the Breakers on his back. 52 to 39. Coming off a season best 21. Jackson Cartwright is 1 off it, and we're only a half in.
Great play, great punch screen. Well done by the officials to play the advantage. And Jackson Cartwright puts the Jets on.
That's a great response for New Zealand after they were challenged in the mid part of that term to come out and extend that lead going into the half. 52 to 39 is their advantage at halftime, which Pettery Competent would no doubt be delighted with. Let's get down to Tom Abercrombie, who's with Sam Menenga.
Yeah, I'm joined here by Sam Menenga. Sam, 52 points in that first half. Looked like you guys made a real effort to go inside early on in this one. Was that a conscious thing from you guys?
Yes and no. Parker draws so much attention that we were able to get inside and play one-on-one, get going early. Try to draw fouls on their bigs. Their bigs are really talented, but we can go at them and draw fouls on them.
And what's the focus for the second half? More of the same?
More of the same and get stops. We led them back in the game a little bit. We just didn't defend as well as we should. Get stops, rebound, go.
Good luck, mate.
Appreciate it.
More of the same indeed. High-scoring first half of the season so far for New Zealand. They lead by 13 at halftime. A little bit of work to do for Adelaide. The Breakers 52, Sixers 39. We'll break it all down after this. Breakers, I should say, they lead by 13 at halftime, 52-39. They were challenged by Adelaide in that second quarter, but broke away to end it. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Tom Abercrombie with you. Liam, impressive stuff from New Zealand.
Yeah, really impressive, especially that first quarter when they put 33 on the board. Much better from Adelaide in that second term where they kept New Zealand to 19 for the term. So they did a much better job defending without fouling. 9 fouls in the first term, just 1 in the second. And as a result, they're back within touching distance.
Parker Jackson-Cartwright had a game high, season high, 21 points last time out against Sydney. He's got 20 at half-time, and there are plenty of those in our Hungry Jacks half-time highlights. 6 of 9 from the field, 4 assists as well. He is leading the way as always.
Yeah, and the reality is, he's the difference. Yeah, he's the difference between these two teams in this first half. 20 points, as you say. He's the only New Zealand player with more than 8, and he's done it with such great efficiency. You talk about all those fouls. Well, he drew so many of them. Hasn't got it going from outside, a little bit of mid-range, but a lot of this. Just putting the jets on, getting to the cup, finishing at the rim, getting to the free throw line. There you see all the green dots around the hoop, and as you say, he had those 4 assists in there as well. He's been dancing a merry dance at the offensive end.
Yeah, only the 1-3 attempted, only the 1-3 made in that first half for the Breakers. So despite 52 points, their best first half of the season scoring-wise, they haven't been lighting it up from outside as we've seen on a couple of occasions. His direct matchup, of course, PJC is Kendrick Davis, who is one of 3 Adelaide 36ers in double digits so far. He's 4 of 6 from the field, and we've seen that same dynamic element from him.
Yeah, it's been a fun matchup to watch, hasn't it? He's got 10 and 3. Jackson Cartwright's got 20 and 4. So you give PJC the edge in that first half. And let's see, let's lace him up again and go at it in the second. So, he's a tough cover when he's so quick as well and so creative off the bounce. Good first half, but he needs to be, he really needs to outplay Jackson Cartwright in this second half for the 36ers to get up.
He dragged them back last week. He could do it again tonight. Tom Abercrombie is courtside. Tom, what are you seeing in the first half?
Well, there's been a lot to like if you're a Breakers fan. I think the work they've done inside, especially to start this game, has been the real bonus. I think they've struggled to establish that presence inside earlier on in the season, but tonight, for whatever reason, made a great emphasis early on, able to get some points at the paint, able to get themselves to the free throw line. If they can knock down a couple of threes, I think the lid comes off. You saw Moody just knocking down one towards the end of the half, and the energy that lifted in this building. I think the Breakers are threatening to lift this one open.
And Tom, a key part of that was Sam Menenga, who you spoke to there at halftime. What did you make of his start to the game?
Yeah, well, you talk about establishing a presence inside, and it all started with Sam Menenga early on in this one. They went to him inside, whether it was on purpose or not, according to Sam, it wasn't, but he found himself with the ball a lot early on in this one. He did a great job of finishing, attacking the basket, getting himself to the free throw line, and after a few quiet games over the last couple of weeks, it's a welcome sight for him and for Breakers fans to get himself going, because if they can establish things inside, it's just going to continue to open things up outside, and they're going to shoot the ball a lot better in the second half to get a feel.
Do we know what the talent that the big man's got? Thank you very much, Tom. Look forward to seeing more of that from Sam Menenga in the second half, of course. This is the first game of a doubleheader tonight. The Sunshine Stoush is yet to come in Cairns. They take on the Brisbane Bullets. To preview that, here's Ariana Prather.
Well, we have a Queensland showdown tonight, and I think head coach Justin Schuler said it best this week. He said that these games are always enjoyable for us. We know that they are our rivals, and there's always a little bit extra played in these games. And look, I think bottom line is that there's respect on the line tonight for the Taipans. They've lost their last 5 games straight, so they want this win at home so that they can get the ball rolling in the right direction. And for the Bullets, we saw that twinkle. We saw that spark when they won 2 back-to-back games, and then they had a devastating loss at home against the Jack Jumpers. So who's going to be able to have the bragging rights of Queensland? We'll find out tonight.
Plenty on the line between those two sides tonight. That's coming up 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, 7 o'clock Queensland time. Big second half at Spark Arena, though. Breakers by 13. It's all on the other side of this.
from the very start of the game. Menga right to the cup again, and Bolden in perfect offensive rebounding position.
Good for Harold. Lead of 15 of New Zealand. It's been as many as 16 so far tonight. Here is Menenga, outside triple. 1 of 9. Really the only blot on the copybook so far for the Breakers.
Well, it's a combined 3 of 17 from three-point territory for these two teams. So neither squad lighting it up from long range.
Humphries just the 2 shot attempts so far in 7 minutes. A little bit of early foul trouble. On return from a calf injury, Davis crossing up, PJC. Front iron. Jackson Cartwright. Next bucket will give him a season high. He's on 20 at the moment. He wants the rock back. Dench gets the switch onto him. Humphries worried him out of it. Vasiljevic off to Harrell, who thumbs it down.
Great push of the ball. Harold running the lanes. And Vasiljevic rewards the big fella.
Montrez now with 12 and 5 to be Adelaide's leading scorer. Mooney off balance, wedging. Quite a Snuckers one in Launceston last night, which was really jammed in there. 54-41 to the Breakers. 2 minutes gone in this third period. John Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Tom Abercrombie with you. Breakers back at Spark Arena. They go on the road for their next 2 games into the fever window. Rough lift on that one for Kendrick Davis. 0 of 3 from outside. Behind the back, Jackson Cartwright to Menenga, spinning, baseline, got it, and one.
Great take, Menenga. Wheeling and dealing down low. A couple of possessions ago, Joel, Jonah Bolden's been making so many good decisions in this game, but he missed one here with Parker Jackson Cartwright. With the mismatch with Montrez Harrell. Have a look right here. Jackson Cartwright wanted it back. Said, hey, isolate me on the big fella. And they missed him, and they end up without the mismatch, and he can't finish underneath. Whenever a big switches onto Jackson Cartwright, boomerang that ball right back to him and let him go to work.
So Tangerine timeout, 56-41. Coach's challenge on the play. Breakers by 15. Mike wanting to have a look at the foul on Isaac Humphries.
He had pretty good position on that play, Isaac Humphries. You can understand the idea of challenging that play as Menenga spun on him, but he lifted him up off the floor right there. And then, yeah, look, not true verticality with the arms. I'd be surprised if that's successful.
Roland Cute, unsuccessful. The coach's challenge. Scott Butler can talk us through it. Scott, what was the explanation for that one?
Yeah, guys, so when you process the play, you can see Menenga isolates Humphries, spins, and you can see Humphries' right arm is clearly out of the vertical. As Menenga elevates, there's the illegal contact. We shoot the basket, and the challenge is unsuccessful.
Beautifully timed on the replay as well, Scott. Thanks for walking us through that. 56-41, the Breakers. Great work from our crew to bring you that in real time. Sam Menenga knocks that one down. He joins Parker Jackson Cartwright in double figures. 11 and 5 from the big man. The hugely successful Harbour Basketball Association here in Auckland. Harrell goes straight at Menenga and straight through him.
Strong take. If that happens again, Copeland's going to need to turn to Freddie Gillespie, because Adelaide do a good job of going to the well when they find something that works. This Mooney hurdles over Dench. after kissing it off the glass.
56% shooting tonight for New Zealand. Breakers at 45. Sixers, I should say, 45. DJ gets his own rebound. Whips it out. Dench, Davis, puts it on the floor, gets inside, gets it to go, and one.
The take. Great take from Davis. The shot fake on the closeout from Lopez. Gets him in the air. Again, through the contact. As Jackson Cartwright reaches in. Good enough to finish the play.
Davis averaging just under 21 points a game. Shooting 45% from the field so far this season. 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Couple of steals as well thrown in there for good measure. And a terrific pickup for the 36ers. He's got 13 points so far this evening. Mooney from the elbow. That's cash. And Meninga's a little bit sore under the basket. Have a look at this one. Sam Meninga rolls to the hoop.
We're looking at the screen. He keeps sticking his ass out. You got about skill. We're looking at the screen.
Andrew Davis giving everyone his view.
Sam Meninga gave Sunday Ditch his view after he picked himself up off the floor. And now Mike Wells is having a part of that conversation. Meninga obviously didn't appreciate elements of the block out that occurred. We're chatting it through. Jerome Martin offered some perspective. Meninga's heated.
It's all happening right in front of Tom Abercrombie. Tommy, what are you seeing?
Yeah, look, Mike Wells pretty animated there. It all started with a screen from Meninga, I believe. He's pretty certain that he was moving on that one, getting pretty frustrated by some of the lack of calls in that department, and that's what started it all. I'm not sure how it escalated. But certainly the physicality has picked up a little bit. I think the Braves have done a pretty good job of defending and playing without fouling so far in this one. And maybe that physicality is just starting to cause some frustration with Adelaide.
Went to Ron Burgundy. It escalated quickly. Sunday Ditch from outside.
Good hit right on the shot clock buzzer.
(61-49). 6 minutes remaining here in this third period. Cairns and Brisbane to come tonight. The Saturday switch as well. Big night of hoops coming your way. That's called for the foul.
Adelaide bench up in arms again. Feeling like a moving screen from Gillespie off the ball. They're throwing their arms up in exasperation.
Already had it. Tech on Mike Wells so far. Now a tech on the Adelaide bench.
Ooh. So not on Mike Wells.
Sounds like not on Mike Wells on the bench. So the first one was on Mike Wells earlier in the game. This one on another member of the bench.
Well, they clearly worked up over that issue. And Tom, what are you seeing courtside in terms of the legality of these screens from the breakers?
Oh, as always, I think the big guys like to flirt with the line. There's really a screen that isn't up for debate in the NBL, and certainly the breakers are pushing the boundaries in that regard, but it's nothing new. I think they've established the way that they're playing early on in this one, and nothing's changed in regards to how that's going throughout the game. It's just that Adelaide's starting to get more and more frustrated about it.
And Tom, are you enjoying those little mid-range jumpers from Matt Mooney curling off those screens off the ball?
We haven't seen too many over the last few years, have we? It's nice to see them come back. I wish I was here to be part of them.
And to have Tom Abercrombie, Breakers legend, with us. And final MVP in the NBL, of course. Our man courtside. Bairstow out there with Lopez, Mooney, Gillespie and Bolden at the moment. Mooney has to shoulder the offensive load and doing it beautifully.
He's rolling now. Found his range from inside the arc, and now he steps beyond it. He's got 15. He and Jackson Cartwright have combined for 35.
He's got both their triples from outside as well. The Xiaomi replay. That stroke is nice.
Well, he's a sniper, and you slip under that screen at your peril. Sunday Detch there, such a savvy defender, took a risk and paid the price.
back to an equal game high 16-point lead, 2 here for New Zealand. Martin's been good tonight. He'll continue his hot shooting form there. Adelaide have got coverage off the transition. Lopez taking Martin baseline. Terrific finish. And he'll go to the line to add the bonus.
Strong take. Loves that baseline drive from the right corner, Karim Lopez. Quick first step, bodies him up, finishes through the contact, and okay. Just says, how did you enjoy that, Jarrell?
Damon Lowry at the back if he ever provide us with some kind of Spanish. I'm surprised I can't hear him somewhere, just yelling. The phone will line up in a second. Evening, Damon. 19-point lead.
He's working on a second straight double-double here. Lopez, 9 and 7.
He's quickly approaching that. As you see, 3rd and 4. 4 and 2 plays 5 and 3. And New Zealand have a game-high 19-point lead. Gillespie got a piece of it, and he cannot believe it. Freddie Gillespie's eyes are about to pop out of his skull.
Well, don't say that. And in Spark Arena, because we've seen that before. Now, that was clean. They've got their coach's challenge. Surely they employ it. Opportunity missed.
Adelaide getting things going quickly. Davis, Gillespie's having none of it. He soars in to swat it away. Breakout performance from Freddie Gillespie. Martin fouls Bolden underneath the cup.
Well, it's a block party. It is a block party for Freddie Gillespie, and all the 36ers are invited. Perfectly timed as the help defender, sparking offensive transition with protection at the rim.
Freddie Gillespie with Tucko full courtside saying, I don't know who you're coming in for, but I'm thinking it's not going to be me. 68-49. He has had a real impact at the Tangerine timeout. You can see the breakers in those striking Indigenous round jerseys. Of course, they're away over the next couple of weeks. We had a really nice performance pre-game. Tom, you've been a part of this. There is such a terrific connection to culture in New Zealand as well. What's that like to be a part of from a Breakers perspective over the last few years?
Yeah, it's certainly wonderful and a unique thing for New Zealand Breakers, obviously, to represent the whole country. And this uniform this year, it's particularly special. You can see at the heart of it the Kowhaiwhai designs, which are traditional patterns seen in the rafters of Whananui Māori meeting houses. They've got the elements of the hammerhead shark pattern in there, which has always been part of the Breakers jerseys in the past. And the new feature this year is the inclusion of the power patterns, which Aussies will know a little bit better as abalone, but for New Zealanders, it's power, and that beautiful colour that it has throughout the jersey there is a really unique and wonderful design, which is a bit of a connection to the Pacific brothers and sisters that we all share down in this part of the world.
Looks fantastic. Tom, that was an exceptionally good description.
Yep.
Tom, while we got you, mate, we saw Freddie Gillespie send that away down the other end. He's got 4 blocks. He's having a terrific impact. You spoke with Taco before. It's an interesting situation. He said, he's trying to get right so he can get back on the floor. Is that with the Breakers? Because you can only have 3 imports in this league. And with Jackson Cartwright, Matt Mooney, and Freddie Gillespie, I count 1, 2, and 3.
No, the basket went in, just 1 free throw. The basket went in.
Might go back to Tom with that question. Selective hearing from our man courtside as we throw him a curly one.
Sorry, Nick, I didn't know that was for me.
Vasiljevic underneath. Great work, terrific finish. 69-51. Jackson Cartwright inside his foul.
And Tom, now that we've got you back, I was asking about your chat with Taco Paul. He said that he's looking to get back on the floor as you asked him about his status with the Breakers.
Yeah, well, much like our chat just then, I couldn't hear much of what you said, and I didn't hear much what Taco said either because he was so high above me.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, obviously that status is a little bit unclear. I think The best indications I've had at the moment is he'll stay with the team as a training player or an injury replacement player, with the option to come in if there is an injury at some stage throughout the season to one of the other imports.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's some John Brown III type vibes around that situation. It's a credit to Freddie Gillespie to come out and be playing as well as he is in that environment.
Spot on, he's been terrific tonight. Jackson Cartwright puts him at the line, equals a season high. 21 for him. Almost got a piece of that from Davis. Dench outside. Leaves that one short. 19-point Breakers lead. They've won their last 5 at home, as Tom told us off the top tonight. Adelaide have got some work to do. They came back from 19 down last week. Jackson Cartwright misses that. Thought he would have gobbled up. Davis surveying, in attack mode. Great finish.
Key minutes here. Last 3 minutes of the third. They've fallen down by a bunch here, Adelaide. Still plenty of time. 13 minutes overall, but got to finish this quarter strong.
Bairstow puts the step on. Free throw line jumper, knocks it down. Pretty move from Sean Bairstow. It's the third of the brothers to play in the NBL. Cam and Jared gone before him. Marshall in the corner. No good. Breakers can push it beyond 20 here. For the first time in the ball game. Anticipate. Got it!
Big hits. Bairstow, then Anticipate. Role players stepping up in big moments. Now they're back out beyond 20. Finishing the quarter strong.
And it becomes a long road for Adelaide from here. Vasiljevic is offline again. He is 3 of 12. Jackson Cartwright the other way. He is red hot.
Oh my, 7 straight points for the Breakers. And they've blown this apart.
Couple of bodies on the floor. Foul on Gillespie.
No call there.
Cartwright picks up a flop warning. It was 61-49 only a few moments ago. Since then, the Breakers have ripped off a 16-4 run to open this thing right up. Vasiljevic fouled. Crafty move. He'll go to the line to add one more.
Nice move from Vasiljevic. He goes to 9, a chance to get into double digits. He's had a tough going. 4 of 13 from the field, 1 of 5 from long range. Man, we spoke about how important the end of this quarter was going to be for Adelaide. Sadly for them, it's gone the other way.
It was red hot earlier in the season, DJ. It's been really tough sledding for him the last few. Said earlier, 13 of 45 his past 3 coming into tonight. 4 of 22 from 3, so over his past 4 games, he's 5 of 27 from outside. Just hasn't been working for him. We only can heat up at a moment's notice. Gets the and one there. Minute 15 remaining. Anticipic already in a big hit this quarter. Doubles up.
And Stroken has been shooting it well the last couple of games. 2 big ones here, late in the third.
Breakers haven't scored more than 93 points so far this season. They've got 80 with time remaining in the third. Humphrey's move is pretty. It wins by 2, 4, 2 and 4 so far. The Breakers, they're 4 and 2 and they lead by 22. Lopez is wide open. Benenga pulls it down. He's locked up by Marshall. Martin and Benenga having a bit of an exchange. Possession arrow is going to keep this with New Zealand. 22-point lead for the hosts. Anticipage, another one. Oh, the shooter's roll.
He enjoys it. A smile to his bench as he runs down the floor. Wow. 3 in a row here from Anticipage.
Davis leans into Jackson Cartwright, gives it up. Vasiljevic on Mooney, behind the back. Martin rips it down, but stepped on the chalk.
Oh man, everything that can go wrong is going wrong for Adelaide. So again, an offensive rebound. They've got the size advantage down low, and Martin puts his kicks out of bounds.
Game high 25-point lead and time remaining. Meninga, Lopez. Oh, the bank is open. Saturday night is party time in Spark Arena. 86 points for the Breakers through 3 quarters. They lead by 28 over the 36ers, and there's still a quarter to go. Arena for the New Zealand Breakers, and for that man, Freddie Gillespie, who's inviting Breaker Nation to his block party. 4 blocks on the night. The call didn't go his way, but most things have for the New Zealand big man this evening. And the Breakers lead the Sixers by 28 with a quarter to go, Liam Santa Maria.
Wow, they put 34 on the board in that third quarter. And it all got away from Adelaide in that last 3 minutes. Martin strong to the rim, can't finish.
Can't buy one. There is a lead on it for the Sixers at the moment. And it's a hula hoop at the other end for New Zealand. Kennedy off to the races, lays that one home.
3 minutes to go in that quarter, Joel. We said, hey, listen, Adelaide need to finish strong. They were down 17 at the time, and they got outscored by 11 in those 3 minutes to result in that 28-point deficit.
High-scoring quarter of the season so far for the Breakers. Lopez wide open. He just keeps adding to his arsenal, Karim Lopez.
He's got 15 now. is the equal second leading scorer for the game.
15, 7 rebounds as well. DJ outside, cashes that one in from very long range. Back to 26. Tom Abercrombie, you are listening to Pennery Confident at three-quarter time.
Yeah, it's obviously a pretty happy camp down in the Breakers at quarter time. What I'd like to see from them is just all the cameos they've had across the board, guys that needed to step up. Great anticipated, Kareem Lopez, Sam Meninga, Freddie Gillespie all played really well in their roles in this game. And the Breakers, 89 points so far in this one. They're only averaging 81 on the season, so they're well and truly exceeding their points per game so far. And the lids come off Spark in that third quarter too as they continue to rain down threes.
Spot on. 93, their highest score of the season. We had one question mark over the Adelaide 36ers' legitimacy as a title contender to be just that consistency of application. And tonight, as it has happened a couple of times in New Zealand in the recent past, it has not been there for them.
Well, look, they got a lot of talent, Adelaide, and it's a kind of unique group of talent. That guy right there, Dejan Vasiljevic, they've got to work out how best to get him involved. He's not just a catch and shoot guy. You know, he's at his best when he's operating with the rock, and he can mix up the ways in which he scores. Now, this is always a good avenue to the bucket. Harrell in the block. There's a big, heavy dose of Kendrick Davis, but how do you use Humphreys? How do you use Vasiljevic? And they're working through all those questions in real time.
7-3 out of three-quarter time, the way of the Sixers. Meninga on the take. He's fouled inside.
Meanwhile, for New Zealand, the ball's popping. Jackson Cartwright can create an advantage, get two to the ball, or get them in rotations, and then it's kick around the perimeter. Cartwright's he's been sensational, 23 points and 6 assists. And it's, there's plenty of plays like that one just there where there's nothing in the box score, but it's his playmaking that initiates the offense for others.
This man's former team coming up next, the Cairns Taipans against the Brisbane Bullets. Full pre-gun coverage for you. A call from 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, 7 o'clock Queensland time. 25-point Breakers lead, only 3 away from their highest score of the season. Vasiljevic in the corner, knocks it down. It's taken him a little while, but he's found his range. Shooting is 48%, the Sixers, 5 of 17 from outside. We're going back the other way here. Haven't had too many turnovers tonight, just the 9 between these two teams.
That's the call that might have been looking for most of the game. A legal screen, Bolden doesn't agree with it.
To the inside. Harrell underneath. Powerful reverse finish.
A shake of a head from Harrell after a couple of easy buckets. They're back to 20.
So 90-70, 7:06 remaining. So 20 points the split at the Tangerine timeout. 7:06 remaining. Joel Peterson, Liam Santamaria, Tom Abercrombie with you. Cairns and Brisbane to come this evening in the Sunshine Stoush. And both of those teams desperately need a win. Both of these teams came in above 500 on the season. And the Breakers, short of a miracle, looking a good bet to go to 5-2 on the campaign with Melbourne to come on Monday. Again, the ball swings around the three-point line. Best loading of Gillespie. Beautiful basketball.
That's really pretty to watch. The unselfishness of the Breakers has been on display in this fourth quarter. Easy to do, of course, when you're up by 20 or so, but you'd love to see the ball popping around through hands for an easy finish at the rim.
An easy finish that time for Harrell. Again, Gillespie playing some good defense. Jackson Cartwright. Not this time as he slides on his backside over to see Mike Wells. Asks him for a little bit of help up. Not sure Mike would have been all that thrilled to help PJC up. He's been a thorn in his side so far this evening.
Tell you what, impressive display from the Breakers this evening. Tom, this squad came in at the start of this season without many expectations, and you've seen them on the regular. This is going to be back-to-back wins over good teams, Sydney and Adelaide. Are you starting to believe in this group as contenders?
Yeah, you're right, Liam, and I think these last two wins really tell you a lot about this Breakers team. The win over Sydney to go over there on the second half of a back-to-back and really take it at the Sydney Kings, and then to back it up with the performance here tonight against an Adelaide 36ers team that's been playing some really good basketball. We're starting to get a pretty good idea about this Breakers team now. It's no longer just a fluke that they're beating some of these teams and winning games. Not many people picked them in the preseason, but they're starting to play some really good, consistent basketball.
And what are you making of Pettery Coppinen here in the early part of the season as we see Montrezl Harrell one-on-one with Bolden, and he draws the foul? There's been a strong start from a first-year coach in the league.
Yeah, it has, and I've spoken about it. The players really enjoy playing for him. They really like the way he coaches. They love his temperament out there. He's a pretty calm, relaxed coach that players enjoy playing for. And so far, he's getting some good results out of his team. I think you see it in the confidence that everyone has when they come in. There's no hesitation no matter who's coming in off the bench. They're ready to let that thing fly, and he's more than willing to use all of the bench as well.
To like what he's doing. Harrell at the line, hits the first of two. 19 for Montrez, so right on schedule from a scoring perspective. 5 rebounds. His 5th free throw attempt of the evening. And it drops. 22 points is the Breakers lead. Challenged in that second period. Adelaide got it back to 4. New Zealand pushed it back out to 13 at half-time. Adelaide got it back to 12 in the third quarter. It was 28 at three-quarter time. Now at 22. Fumbling around with it here. Somehow Jackson Cartwright resurrects it. Bolden inside his foul.
Funky possession. Went right down the wire. Lopez finds the big guy, slicing down the paint. It's all about Montrezl Harrell. He's scored. He's the team leading scorer with 20. He's nearly 60% from the field, but he hasn't been that dominant presence throughout the game that we saw last week. And credit the New Zealand bigs, Menenga, Gillespie, Bolden, who've all been really active for limiting his impact in that regard.
Never really got going tonight, Montrezl Harrell. Coming to him late. And good that time. Highest score of the season for the Breakers. Looking to add 2 more, Jackson Cartwright. Can't quite get there. 25 so far for him. 5 performances in his NBL career that have been better than that scoring-wise.
That's good D. See him dancing on the perimeter, and PJC stays right with him.
Davis outside, buries that one.
be careful here at the Breakers. You have a chance here to pump up your percentage. We know it all comes into play. You want to finish top 4, you want to finish top 2 if you can. Chance for a 20, 25-point win. Don't let that slip away in these last few minutes.
Only once in the last 15 outings, going back through last season, the Breakers have topped 100 points. Silovic not happy with the call there. So going back to the first game of round 20 last year against the Bullets, we won 103-87. Dave Dobbin being enjoyed.
You know when the football flaps music comes out as Lopez scores underneath that they're having a good time in Spark Arena.
I don't often play any other songs from Dave's back catalogue though.
Oh, you're familiar with Dave's back catalogue?
Not usually.
Okay, maybe they do and you don't realise.
Maybe the inference was the back catalogue isn't as sizable as other back catalogues.
Okay, all right. Just grab my hand and walk me through it.
4 minutes remaining here. No disrespect to the great man, of course.
Well,
because you'll even chance it on that, but
you decided to go there?
Yep. Yeah, a little bit. Apologies to Dave. And Lopez calling for the walk. Another great performance from him though. 6 of 9, 2 of 4 from outside, which is a really good sign as far as he's concerned. 17 and 7. A couple of assists, a block. And importantly, he's only shaded by PJC in terms of minutes so far tonight. 28 minutes from Karim Lopez. Gillespie's across for another block. 5 for Freddie. Bolden at the other end. And Mooney playing the passing lanes. It has not been Adelaide's night. Some of that their own making, a lot of it New Zealand's. That's too easy for Matt Mooney.
Finishing strong. The Breakers 25-point lead.
100 up for the home team after the highest scoring game at NBL 25 so far last night in Perth. Jason Kadee offline, who had 32 in the highest scoring game of the 40-minute era. Jason Kadee. The Crocs and the Kings back in 2015-16 combined for 249 points. Kadee 32, Quinn Steindl had 25 on that night. Andres Harrell inside his foul.
Next way, fellas, next way. Here we go, 2 shots. 1, 2. 1, 2, hit 2.
Well, they're just going to have to wipe this one. Adelaide, of course, they've got some questions to answer in terms of, the offense. Vasiljevic, Humphreys. Humphreys just 4 points, 4 shots, 1 rebound. He hasn't been able to get going. How do you fully assimilate Jarrell Martin, get the best out of him? The balance between Vasiljevic and Kendrick Davis on the perimeter, but there's so much about this game that just kind of went awry for them, and a lot of that is the Breakers just playing at a really high level on their home floor.
You can unlock the ultimate fan experience with NBL Plus, including access to archival footage, in-depth stats, and exclusive partner offers now. Scan the QR code on screen to sign up for free. Great insights, you can go get all kinds of analytics behind the game. Get access to a lot of the stuff that favourite NBL experts have. Andrew Gaze, Damon Lowry among them. 100-77. Been a big performance from the Breakers. Claire Isaac drops that one off to Freddie Gillespie.
Beautiful pass. Young fella checks in. Drops a dime on his first possession.
Only 9.5 minutes. First appearance of the season. Carlin Davidson out there as well. Coming for a strong season in the NZNBL with Taranaki. Sean Bairstow running things at the moment. Freddie Gillespie continues to impress.
Oh, the bench group going to work against the Adelaide starters. Now Mike Wells throws in the towel. Vasiljevic and Davis come out. The Amy replay. Beautiful pass from Bairstow. And Gillespie does the rest.
Lefty finish from Freddie Gillespie. 13 and 7 for him. Some well-earned rest for the Breakers. As we said earlier, we've got Melbourne on Monday in Melbourne. Turnover there in a venue that has been hideously unfriendly to them in recent times, New Zealand. So that'll be a big test. And look at that, the love for Freddie Gillespie as he makes his way to the bench.
Had a great game. 5 blocks at Freddie's.
So McNaught, Isaac Davison, Pinot and Bolden out there for the Breakers. Dane Pinot can't handle that one. Marshall, Rasmussen, Martin, Harrell and Detch out there for Adelaide. Keanu Rasmussen with his first minutes of the season.
Opportunity taken by the Breakers to get a big percentage boost. A chance to win this thing by 30 all of a sudden.
And percentage 95 coming in. Adelaide's just under 100, so they'll take a hit. Breakers will go skyward. Montrezl Harrell, tough finish coming across the lane.
Got a team high 24. Montrez.
Davison putting it on the floor. Isaac for 3. Big hit. Great stuff for Connor Isaac. Really nice way to score your first NBL points. 107-79. Harrell is fouled. He will go to the line for 2. Tom Abercrombie courtside. Tom, how would Adelaide regroup from this?
Yeah, look, it's going to be a tough one, isn't it? You guys have alluded to it, but they've got some questions to ask. It's just about how they are going to structure their role clarity out there. With a full-strength roster and those 3 bigs out there trying to find enough minutes, enough opportunities for everyone, just how that all works together is the challenge for this Adelaide 36ers team. And it's not an easy one because they've got a lot of personalities, a lot of guys who are great scorers and hungry for the basketball. So how they make that all fit is the real challenge for them, I think.
Yeah, it's a good call. And yeah, that's the offensive end. The defense, I thought the defense was lacking tonight. We spoke off the top that they were sluggish. They lacked energy in the early going, got down 10-zip, and they really haven't been able to recover ever since. So, yeah, just a poor performance at both ends of the floor for Adelaide tonight.
Fairly long way to wait as well. They play Illawarra in the last game next Sunday. Adelaide, so a week and a bit of recovery and rest and plenty of work on the training court. As we've said a number of times, New Zealand back in action Monday. Melbourne Cup Eve. Time winding down for Menenga, who started it all and finishes it in style. Big night for Sam Menenga. Oh, Nick Marshall! Boy, where has that come from?
What a throwdown. Emphatic from Marshall at the rim. Got the step, got a ride, and put it down with authority.
2 seconds left, 27 down. Nick Marshall says, "Cop that." There's a holler for Nick Marshall a bit earlier in the game, and he misses the free throw. And Sam Menenga's quarterback pass goes unanswered, but what a performance from New Zealand. They take down the highly fancied Adelaide 36ers. 4-1 at home this season, the Breakers. They improved to 5-2 and proved they're no flash in the pan, smashing Adelaide by 27.
Absolutely belted them. Started the game 10-zip, put 33 on the board, in the opening term, another 34 in quarter 3, and ran away with it in the end. That was a good old-fashioned beatdown by the Breakers.
It was a hammering. That man was really impressive, Freddie Gillespie, in the handshake line behind Taco Fall of all people. Parker Jackson Cartwright 25, Karim Lopez 17 and 7, Matt Mooney 17, Gillespie 13, Benenga 14. They all contributed tonight. They shoot 60% from the field in a thrilling performance. And Tom Abercrombie's got our Footlocker player of the game.
Yeah, I'm joined here by Parker Jackson Cartwright. Parker, 109 points tonight, mate. Where did this performance come from?
I want to congratulate you for the statue first. That's amazing, man. Congrats. But, you know, it was a great team win. Honestly, like, we prepared for these guys all week, and now we use that to our advantage. So we came out and we hit first.
I, for one, hope that statue isn't coming, Parker. But there might be one for you if you keep playing this way. Tell me about the next one. You've obviously got Melbourne on Monday. You've made some great strides these last couple of games. Melbourne United in Melbourne hasn't been a happy hunting ground for the Breakers. You feel like that's the real big challenge coming up to really prove yourselves?
Well, Melbourne is always the top of the league. They're always one of the standards, the toughest teams in the league. So, you know, we have a heavy challenge on the horizon, but we feel ready.
Well, good luck over there and great job tonight, mate.
They feel ready and they look ready. 109.82, they get it done. A big week for statues, but none coming for Tom Abercrombie, as he said. And Parker Jackson Cartwright goes into the middle of the huddle. A victorious one for the Breakers. 109-82, their biggest win of the season, their biggest score of the season, their biggest score since round 12 last year. It all came up New Zealand tonight. We'll break it down on the other side of this. What a night it was for the New Zealand Breakers. Their biggest win of the season, their biggest score of the season. It was an offensive showcase. 109-82. They have absolutely spifflicated the Adelaide 36ers. And a big win for New Zealand, moved them to 5-2 on the season. There's the stats, the tail of the tape. Liam Santamaria, they did it in fine style.
They did it. They did it in every which way. You love the fact they got to the free throw line in that first quarter. They ended up with 26 free throws, made a good percentage of those. They eventually got going from long range. I love the way they asserted themselves at the rim to begin the game, and they really never looked back from there.
Early and often, and Sam Menenga started it. Parker Jackson-Cartwright with 25 points, our Footlocker player of the game, a season high for him. And they go to Melbourne on Sunday with plenty of momentum.
But they're rolling right now. Now, much easier to do that on your home court, but they did it last week in Sydney. So, look, Melbourne are tough, as Parker Jackson-Cartwright said before, but they're ready.
Absolutely, they are. Big game coming up next as well. Cairns and Brisbane at the Cairns Convention Centre. So that's the second leg of a Saturday night doubleheader. Melbourne back up against New Zealand on Monday. And as we can see, Cairns and Brisbane coming up. The Sunshine Stoush, they need a win, both of these teams. It's all coming up on the other side of this.